turning ideas into digital reality.
Subscribe, like, and share.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to Tech Hub. Today, we are going to talk about what that is from the absolute beginning, why it exists, and how to start coding your Dart program. I want to assure you that you are in a safe place and will have access to the resources needed to help you master that as an absolute beginner. So grab your PC and let's get started. Dart is a programming language created by Google. That is very easy to learn and is powerful. It looks like Java, JavaScript, or C++ in terms of familiarity in object-oriented programming, performance, and many more. That is also compiled, which means your code turns into machine instructions before it runs, which makes it smooth and quick. That can be used to build apps with frameworks such as AngularDart for web applications, Aquidart for back-end, Dartfrog for modern back-end APIs, Flame Engine for game development, Serverpod for full-stack development, and Flutter, which is the most popular one, for front-end development. Flutter allows you to build apps for all platforms using one code base and even backend servers. We will talk about differences between front-end and back-end later. That came about as a solution to existing languages which were too slow, not built for modern UI development, and too complicated. When Google began building powerful web and mobile apps, the solution was to have something that could run fast on any device, work well with beautiful interfaces, and feel easy to learn. It was designed to combine the speed of C++, the structure of Java, and the simplicity of JavaScript. So, to start using that pad, you must first open your browser and search for datpad.dev. Now, an interface in this way will appear. So, the left side is the code editor where we'll be doing the coding, and the right side is the console where there will be the output. Over here, there are many features over here. Now, to run your code, which is to execute your code, you click on the run, which will display it here, which will display it on the code, on the console, rather, which will display it on the console. Now, it might be something like this, and you would want to format it. So, what you would do is to click on the format, which is the one immediately, which is to the left of the run. Everything. So it has formatted our code. And in case we want samples, sample codes, you click here. Then you click on the one you want. So let's try the Fibonacci and see. Now, when we run, we are going to get output. This output. And in case we make mistake, it is going to display at the bottom console area to show that there's a mistake, so we must correct it, which is expected to find semicolon. So we have to add a semicolon and it will disappear. And if you want to create a new pad, we click on the create and we click on the that snippet. Since we are learning that, so just use the that snippet. So now we want to learn how to use that pad on our phones, provided we don't have a laptop. So we first open our browser and we search for datpad.dev. So this will appear. Now this part is the code editor where we will be doing the coding, and this part is the console where the output will be displayed. So when you run it, the output will be displayed over here. So this is the output. So provided you have something like this, then you want to format it. You tap on the button that is to the left of the run, and it is going to format it. And also, provided you want to change the theme of the interface, you press here and it will change. You press it and it comes back. So provided you make a mistake, there will be a console area over here to tell you that you've made a mistake. So you correct it, and it is going to disappear. And you can also create new snippets. So since you are dealing with that, you use that snippet. Yes. And also you can use it on a desktop as a desktop site by tapping on the desktop. Then also you can also have samples of that over here. So let's try the Fibonacci and run. And we are going to get the result as this. That's it for this section. We learned about what that is, why it exists, and why to use that part. And this is a big step towards becoming a Flutter developer. In our next video, we are going to learn how to set up Visual Studio Code and install SDK so that we can write that programs offline and even write our first that go together. If you find this helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for watching. Stay focused, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.
Subscribe, like, and share.